Okay, these videos always seem popular, so I'm going to go ahead and do it, even though this is an RV channel. Cal Root Peg and wife, known as the Lost RVers. We have a few trucks here. That's a 1972 Ford F250, and that's a 1978 Ford F250. That one needs to be smogged, but I just found out, I thought this was a little bit later model. This one right here, no smog required. And it's all been rebuilt. It looks like a piece of garbage. But apparently the guy that we got it from rebuilt it for his daughter. She was kind of a cracker. And he goes, well, he turned 16 and she was crying about a new vehicle. So he bought that, put a new transmission engine in it, gave it to her, and she never drove it. So we ended up with it. And it was parked up on our property in the woods for about, I don't know, 5 years. We brought it down here for about 5 years, so it hasn't been started in 10 years. So today, we're going to get a starter motor for it, hook up a battery, and see if she'll start. That should be exciting. Talk to you guys later. We'll be back. Here's the 1972 truck that's been sitting in the woods for a decade, over a decade. And I thought it was a piece of junk, but actually, everything was redone. That's why the tires are new. He just put this transmission in there and made it a floor model. This is an automatic, but the guy put a stick shift on it. It's a 390. It's just, I mean, it's been, look at that. It's been sitting back here for 10 years, over 10 years. Last time it was registered was 2011, and before that it was sitting in the damn woods. We're gonna make this into a YouTube viral video. So this guy right here is going to try to get this sucker started. So we're going to run up and buy a starter, stick it in this thing, put a battery on it,
and just cracked
and see if she starts.
But the
and of course it's Sunday, and you got 3-4 guys standing around a truck with the hood open. Typical Americans, right? We'll talk to you in a bit. Cal Root Peg and wife, known as the Lost RVers. This isn't anything to do with an RV, although, hey, if this sucker runs, we may pull that RV with this. Who cares, right? See ya. Bye. Second trip to Reeves for parts. The first one was for a starter motor. It got the truck started, but then the solenoid maybe went out, so we came back up. Second trip. Now, let it be known, it's not like driving down the street. We're going from 1,200 feet to 3,200 feet for these parts. But we're going to go back, put it in, see if it starts. It'll be a wonderful YouTube video. I got my buddies here. Yeah, all vets. We all came from the Sweat Hog Club. Sweat Hog Club was a college prep course that taught us that, okay, you can't smoke in class, and you really shouldn't sit around a sewer outside class smoking cigarettes and spitting in the sewer at a place like Foothill College, where a bunch of 18-year-olds in sundresses. But here we go. We're going back down the hill to see if the solenoid is going to start this 1972 F250 Ford. See ya. All right, trip number 3 up the great hill to get this thing right here. An accelerator pump for a 2-barrel Holly, $7. We already spent $100 on the starter motor, $38 on the solenoid. No gas was getting to the carburetor. We stuck a shop vac down the gas tank.
Post everything he does.
To blow air into the tank to force it out. The gas came out. It came out rusty red. We drained that, hooked it back up. Gas was getting to the carburetor, and then this thing, accelerator pump, and that's a diaphragm. And we got about 20 minutes to get up there and get that done. So we're going to go get this, folks. It did start, by the way. It did start. I should have taken a picture. See you guys. This crusade is right here. O'Reilly's this time. O'Reilly's. We're going in for a diaphragm. No, women, it's not that kind of diaphragm. It's it's some kind of carburetor diaphragm. So let's go see if they have it, and then we'll be right back. See you guys. Okay, the saga continues. It's around 8 o'clock. We replaced that thing. It didn't work. It starts up as long as you're pouring fuel down the carburetor, but it looks like we need to rebuild that carburetor. But we got it started, no problem. The engine sounds good. We'll see how far we want to go. But we tried. Cal Root Pagan Wife, known as Lost RVers. Everyone's on their phones trying to figure it out. What carburetor, what to do. Let's start it. Charge the battery.
2-barrel Holly carburetor.
There it is.
72.
We'll talk to you next time. Bye. Okay, this is day 2. Cal Root Pagan Wife trying to get this 1972 F250 started. There's a gas leak inside the cab. But we replaced some parts, and even the electronics don't work. But I'm just going to see if I can get this thing started. And there she goes. After 10 years. After 10 years of sitting in the woods. I mean, 5 years actually in the forest. And another 5 years sitting right here. And it starts up. So I fulfilled my obligation of getting this thing started. It runs. The engine is really strong. But there are other problems, and I'll show you them. I just found this out. Almost caught the damn thing on fire. Right down here. Better turn off the key so it doesn't spark. Right down here, this fuel tank has a leak in it. So we're just going to let this dry out for a few days. But hey, it started. So, and I started this up thinking it's going to blow up because there was gas everywhere. But I had to show you guys, finish this video out. This Ford 250, although the hood says F100. Now I had an F100, but this is an F250 with a new hood on it. I just had to show you, it's either 360, 390, we haven't determined which one it is. But it was not, I mean, we couldn't get this started when we first started working on it, and now it runs. So the next plan of attack is to let this thing dry out. It's about a ½ inch of gas in the cab. Let it dry out, take out the gas tank, find a new one, put a new carb on it maybe, or just blow it out with some seafoam, and see if we can get this thing hooked up to be a garbage hauler and a dirt hauler, because I'm not going to put that stuff in my new F150. No way in heck. But I'll pound the hell out of this thing. Yeah. All right. Cal Root Pagan Wife. Just a short video because hey, we got to put a video up once a week, right? Isn't that the plan? It is. All right, you guys. Talk to you later. It was a success. Bye. 10 years over 10 years in the woods, sitting. Amazing. Bye.